Greetings, Madam Najmi. I'm Sebastian here, ready to present my informative speech. They say that the view from the Great Wall of China is breathtaking while walking around. Others say that it is very fortunate of them to go on a cruise along the river Nile. Are those statements trying to put a toll on you for not exploring elsewhere before the pandemic? Be positive and always remember that great things can be done once the pandemic is over, as some of us might be planning to travel abroad once the borders between the countries have been opened. As we all know, traveling can be done as solo traveling or traveling as a group. According to People magazine, solo traveling can be less expensive by 65% compared to traveling as a family. Hence, why travel solo when you can travel with your loved ones? If money is the issue, then here I am to share with you my thoughts on how to travel abroad as a family on a budget. And they are to do research about a place you plan to visit beforehand, to buy one big plane ticket, to travel around Asia, and to avoid unnecessary expenses upon traveling. Now, let me share with you the first secret. Shh. First and foremost, one of the best ways of traveling on a budget as a family is by doing some research on a place you plan to visit beforehand. For the current situation, it is indeed important to know about COVID-19 status in the country before traveling there. Researching about a traveling destination can be exhausting, but trust me, it will be worth its weight in gold. Researching diligently before a trip helps us think rationally about the prices offered by the traveling agencies, the daily expenses, the touring packages, and so on. This is because many tourists share their experiences on websites that may recommend exceptional quality accommodations and things to do at an amazing value at certain tourist spots. Most of them travel as a family on a budget, but often experience much higher quality activities and accommodation than what they are paying. If somewhere is popular, there is probably a reason why. You can save tons of money by comparing and contrasting the information which can be obtained with just one click. Apart from that, you can buy one big plane ticket to travel as a family around the world. Instead of buying separate flights to each place, consider getting an around the world ticket. This can be a much cheaper option, but there are some restrictions. For example, you may have to complete the trip within 1 year and move only in one direction, like westward. That is not a big deal, since once you're in a country, you can search for shorter flights on search engines like Momondo and Traveloka. Besides, most traveling agencies encourage tourists to travel slower as their traveling expenses become lesser. You get to experience one country more deeply by traveling slower and don't feel as rushed to cram everything in. Perhaps families find more flexibility in time organization when traveling slower with kids. On top of that, we should explore the Asian countries more than the other parts of the world. Many might say that the European culture is extraordinary, but nothing beats when it comes to Asia's unique places. There are many beautiful places around Asia, like Bali in Indonesia, the Krabi Island in Thailand, the Temple of Literature in Vietnam, and the list goes on and on. You can save costs when you travel around Asia, since the currencies around most Asian countries is lower compared to Malaysia. For example, 1 Malaysian ringgit equals 17.88 Indian rupees. Perhaps most tourists love to travel around Asia since it is not overcrowded like other parts of the world. This may be a plus point to prevent being infected by the COVID-19 virus easily. On top of that, most Asian flights like the AirAsia encourage their passengers to pack light. Packing necessary items not only can help you avoid losing luggage between flights, but you won't have to pay extra fees for checking bags of overweight items. In the meantime, you get to educate yourself to collect experiences and not things when traveling as a family. Buying souvenirs can be tempting when traveling, but do not buy too many of them until you have no space to store in your luggage. Most tourists who travel as a family prefer to spend their money on interesting and unique experiences rather than things. Last but not least, you should try to avoid unnecessary expenses when traveling abroad as a family on a budget. Expenses like accommodation, food and drinks should be set at a certain limit upon traveling. As for accommodation, try renting an apartment. Apps like Airbnb, home to go and flip one key can be very handy when finding an apartment at a very reasonable price but rated 4 or 5 stars. On the other hand, try to eat locally as possible. Street market let you taste the local food for cheap, but make sure you don't get sick from unsanitary conditions, especially when traveling with children. If you have a kitchen where you're staying, consider cooking to save money. Needless to say, you may also feel healthier by taking a break from constantly going out to eat. All in all, the price of traveling as a family can be less traumatizing by following the tips as stated just now, which were to do research about a place you plan to visit beforehand, to buy one big plane ticket, to travel around Asia, and to avoid unnecessary expenses upon traveling. Congratulations! Now you can travel abroad as a family on a budget while saving money. Few importance of traveling is that it can promote better mental health in a person, foster bonds between family members, and open one's heart to the world. Always remember that traveling is fun but won't be better without a family. Thank you.